Everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So one of the main things I was watching today was IWM. You can see it has been reverting back to the mean here. It pushed below it through the 21 period moving average, but ultimately you can see it held and pushed higher today, which bodes well for the rest of the indexes. If we look at the NDX, which of course has just been on fire, we are back up above the tree line, and that is super positive at this point. You've got a situation where shorts are on the run, and that 3 ATR level is up at 41.26. Today I did initially look at selling some call spreads on Tesla with a stop once we took out these lows, with the idea that we might be able to revert to the mean with a stop at 280. Sold the 280, 285s. As soon as we got to 280, bought it back. I'm out, and then reversed and went long. I'm actually looking for new highs here in Tesla, and then also in Netflix. If you look at Netflix here, yes, it's overbought here and the volumes come down, but we are building up a squeeze. And if you look at the 195-minute chart, Henry's been all over this trade. You can see, boom, we got the trigger. And at this point, looking for a 1272 extension move. And then of course, we've got $500 sitting there as kind of a magnet, all right? And from there, some of the trades that we'd set up yesterday, we did that put spread in Baidu at the mean as it pulled back. You can see today it was had a little bit of sloppiness going on. We have this 195-minute squeeze that triggered short. Remember though that this isn't a primary uptrend. Typically these will last, not last very long. And trading sideways, we could get max profit. Of course, if it would bounce a little bit, that would even give us a better situation. So for Baidu, the key level here, of course, being 220s. So sold the 220 puts and the 220 puts, or sorry, the 220, 217 half puts, which are more obviously in the money, and then also the 215, 210 puts, which are out of the money. This is the higher probability trade, and this would be the fatter premium because it was closer in the money. So, one question is, how do you know which one to do? Which is a good question. I'll cover that in a second. And then BIB, it was a little painful for a couple of days. We did get a nice bounce today, so that 325, 320 put spread paid dividends. We might be able to take out the 332 half, 327 half, but we'd still need quite a pop to get this one. But at this point, at least it's got a good start to getting those 325, 320 put spreads in the money. And then this was a nice setup today too. And again, we're just kind of looking at weekly options, quick income trade. It was nice premium on this one, great setup, and it actually turned into a nice little kicker even just today. And you can see on here that we've come down for most of the week, but we had a nice move off the mean today, and just kind of looking for a continuation of that trend. So had some questions on the upcoming class on Saturday. So the link for this, which I'll go over at simpleroptions.com/weekly. What am I going to be covering? Some of the scanners I use. We're going to be talking about defending trades, exit strategies, NDX weeklies, position sizing, dealing with spreads that once they go in the money, what to do when a trade goes bad, rut and SPX trades, lots of ATR and standard deviation combos. That's one of my favorite setups for doing these. When to pull the plug. Okay, there's a saying, you can heal the sick, but you can't raise the dead. When do you know you're at that point so you can move on? Building up a small account. How to determine if a stock will follow the market or buck the market. Okay, ATRs versus percents. When to use them. Are there scans that you can use for the 3 ATRs? And of course, a little bit of psychology, because if your head isn't right, indicators aren't going to help you. And if your head is right, indicators aren't as important, because you'll actually instill those good habits that can make or break any trader. And we're going to review what those are. Okay, so if you go to simpleroptions.com/weekly, you'll come to the sign up page. And again, there's going to be 2 classes. This is going to be the Saturday class. We're going to be talking about the best times to trade like a market maker, so you're lining your pockets instead of theirs, the step-by-step specific setup for the one time you buy weeklies, and of course the stocks that I like to do it on. In fact, let me scroll down here. Best ETFs, which ones to avoid, including stocks, 3 things every option trader needs to learn or they'll consistently lose money and become a disgruntled trader. My favorite strategy for turning a 68% probability into a 95% probability weekly trade. That's just called ringing the register. Of course, this will be recorded and you will get a DVD. One of the questions we'll get, the two questions I've gotten a lot is, all right, how is this different from your last weekly options class, which was a year ago? Well, the weekly options market has changed a lot. There's a lot more volume and there's new stocks that have been added. And what I've found is a combination of things like when to use the Greeks, when to use the indexes, and when to use pure directional stuff. So that's what a lot of people were asking is like, all right, is this going to be the same presentation and you're covering weekly options again? No. So if you took the last weekly options class, none of that is going to be in this class. So this is the next phase. It is the next step and some cool, fairly aggressive strategies that I found, but also different ways to protect the strategies, leg into them, for example, buying a call and when to turn it into a butterfly to lock in the gains that you have. Okay, so a lot of cool stuff like that. And again, that'll be on Saturday. And the Saturday class is just $497. And let me bring this down here. You can see it. So $497 for the Saturday class. You'll get a recording of it. If you can't attend it live, you'll get a recording, and that's fine. Of course, you'll get all the materials. If you also want to participate in the 3-day live trading where I practice what I preach and you have the opportunity to trade along with me and take all the trades that I'm doing, then that's $997. Now, just if you're seeing this, if you sign up for the $997, this is actually included, okay? And then you also get a series of homework that'll get you up to speed as well. Anyway, it's going to be an awesome class. I'm looking forward to teaching it, and I will see you guys on Saturday. And the link, once again, is simpleroptions.com/weekly. See you there. Have a good night, and see you at the next update.